Hey everybody, welcome back to The Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in today and thank you for your support. Today I'm going to be discussing the Reader's Digest Classical series of box sets. This is something that I have touched on before. In my first classical music video, I decided to review the Romantic Rachmaninoff, a 4-record set from this series, and I absolutely loved it. I've loved all the ones that I've picked up, and I wanted to bring these to your attention in this video. I promised in that video that I would do an overview, and it's been a while, so now is the time to do it. This series was produced by Reader's Digest. If you know Reader's Digest, you know that it was a digest-sized format magazine that was a subscription basis, and what they did was collect all the stories of the day from various sources and condense it into a digest-sized format for the readers to enjoy. People subscribed to these series, and they also had a condensed book series similar. So they would gather 2 or 3 books, condense them, and put them into one hardbound book. So that was a little more controversial, but the classical music recording series is much different. You may have seen in thrift shops over the years this type of box set. They were everywhere when people were dumping their records, and most of them are collections of mood music and things like that. Usually some kind of international theme or country music. There's a Hawaiian one, there's a Spanish one, there's a French one. There's just, collections of songs from the past. This is not what these classical ones are about. The classical series was designed from the ground up, employing the very best of everything. So they had Charles Gerhardt to do the producing for the sets, and they employed Kenneth Wilkinson of Decca recording fame to do the engineering. So right there, you have an excellent team to start this series. They also had access to the very best orchestras and conductors in the world. So that was a big plus too. They contracted with RCA to do the custom pressings for this in the US. Now these are available worldwide, so there are foreign pressings. I'll just be discussing basically the US pressings. This series was designed to appeal to their audience, which probably most of them were unfamiliar with classical music and just wanted a taste. And this first set, the Festival of Light Classical Music, is the perfect set for that. It collects many shorter tracks, overtures, excerpts from all the most famous works, and presents them in a 12-record set. I picked this image for the thumbnail because I thought it was so evocative of how the set is aimed and the era in which it was released. Here you see a couple, they're entertaining another couple over coffee, probably after dinner, and the gentleman is dressed up and he's showing off his new console stereo system, and they're playing Festival of Light classical music, and you see in the background a band shell with the conductor and the orchestra coming to life. And that's probably how these came across when they came out. I mean, they are very, very good recordings, equal to many Deccas and RCAs. This is another insert that I found in one of these. This kind of shows you some of the stuff that they were releasing. Country and Western Music Jamboree, popular music that will live forever. This was like a collection of older popular songs. Mood music for listening and relaxation. There it is. Operettas, Gilbert and Sullivan, joyous music for Christmas. A lot of these are not that desirable. This is the world's greatest waltzes. This is actually a good one. Music of faith and inspiration, the Beethoven box, and music of the world's great composers. I'm going to highlight some of the favorites that I have, and we'll go from there. This also you get in these box sets. It's a certificate of quality and satisfaction. I love all that paper stuff that comes in these. So this is what this looks like. It's a big heavy box, a slipcase, and put this up here so you can see it. The slipcase looks like this. Festival of Light Classical Music embossed on it. This flips down, and you have all the selections here. So you have, you know, everything sorted out by record. Things like Capriccio Italienne, excerpts from The Damnation of Faust, Thunder and Lightning Polka, The Moldau, Ride of the Valkyries, Hungarian Rhapsody No. 2, Midsummer Night's Dream Nocturne, Ceramide Overture, Sleeping Beauty Ballet Waltz, March Slav, Zampa Overture, Aida the Grand March, Carmen Suite, Tales of Hoffmann, Bolero, Ballet Music of Faust, 1812 Overture. You get the idea. Orpheus and Hades Overture, Fingal's Cave Overture, Pomp and Circumstance March, Light Calvary Overture, Tales of the Vienna Woods, and so forth. Funeral March of a Marionette, Dance Macabre, La Valse, Nutcracker Suite, Swan Lake Ballet Music. Just a great collection of things that would appeal to the widest audience, and that's what this record is all about. This was their first release in the series, so they wanted to make sure they caught the attention of everyone that bought one. They come with a booklet like this, so I remember poring over this book when I got this. It's great. It has an essay on each composer and some essays about each piece that is done in this set, so it's really, really nice. They originally came in a printed inner sleeve, lined inner sleeve. I don't have those any longer, but this is what these pressings look like. These are pressed by RCA, custom pressed for RCA Reader's Digest. And they are beautiful. These are Indianapolis pressings. If you're going to search this out, and I've done the homework for you already, I've been through 5 of these sets, some from Hollywood, some from Rockaway. The ones from Indianapolis, not surprisingly, are the finest, because Indianapolis was RCA's premier pressing plant. These are perfectly weighted, centered. The labels are always spot on centered. Everything is perfect. The vinyl, very good, very glossy, quiet, rounded edges. It feels like a quality product, and it is. I was listening to this one last night, I think. Yeah, this was the Crown Diamonds Overture, Funeral March of a Marionette, March of the Little Soldiers, and Dance Macabre. The Dance Macabre on here is great. This whole disc is by René Leibowitz. So you have René Leibowitz, Oscar Danon, and others in this box set. Let me see who else is on. Alexander Gibson. This one's great too. That's the Capriccio Italienne. Gibson has a couple of discs in this set. Sir Adrian Bolt doing the Fingal's Cave Overture, Mendelssohn. Night on Bear Mountain, Elgar, Pomp and Circumstance. These orchestras and conductors are nothing to sneeze at, and the recordings are done in the finest halls in the world by Kenneth Wilkinson. What more could you ask for? This is a superb set. I would search out the Indianapolis pressings and you'll have a beautiful set. Oftentimes these were purchased by this readership because they thought they should have some culture in their lives and bought these classical sets. Really not being classical music fans, hopefully being won over, but sometimes they would just play the first record and it would sit on the shelf. And oftentimes you can find these in near perfect condition. So check for condition and look around for Indianapolis pressings. You'll be able to recognize them. In the dead wax for the Indianapolis pressings, there's an I across from the matrix number, always. The other pressings have an H or an R, Hollywood or Rockaway. They're not bad. The Hollywood probably is best avoided, but Rockaways are not bad. They just don't have the feel and luxury of the Indianapolis pressings. So that is my suggestion on this beautiful set. One of my favorites from the series. I really, really like this set. It's given me so much pleasure over the years. I can highly recommend this one. The second one I want to talk about is a famous one too. It's Renee Leibowitz, and she's conducting the 9 symphonies of Beethoven. This is a beautiful sounding record. Just wonderful. Again, Kenneth Wilkinson. This, let me put this here. So much to handle with this. Again, embossed on the front in gold, flip down, and it has 7 records in it. This booklet comes with it, and it's very nice as well. Nice essays on everybody involved with it. And these are what the later sleeves look like typically. They have a cut corner and they are polylined sleeves, so very nice. And the second label is a blue label like this. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention is it's sometimes very hard to tell a stereo from a mono unless you really look at the label. It doesn't really say on the boxes. So make sure you check that out. You do want the stereo ones, I think, in most cases. There are also some that say Dynagroove, and I don't want you to be afraid to pick those up because you've heard something bad about Dynagroove. The Dynagroove pressing I'm going to show you next is excellent. And I would be surprised if they even use Dynagroove processing on it. It is the Treasury of great music. And this one, of all 3 of these, is probably the best one. The most accomplished. A lot went into this set. It is larger pieces, so each conductor has their own record. And they were allowed to choose their specialty for this. This is what the original box looks like. I'm missing the slipcase on this one, so this is what the slipcase looked like. And I'm trying to find a second copy of this because it really is the best one in the series. I love Festival of Light Classical Music, but this one is a little more substantial for an advanced classical music listener. The booklet is very high quality. It's much heavier than the Beethoven one. Very nice. Here's your invitations to send out to friends so they can subscribe too. And then we get the records. So each conductor is pictured on the sleeve, which is nice. These sleeves are not polylined, but no matter. This is record 12. Oscar Danon conducting Prokofiev, Suite from the 3 Oranges, Love for 3 Oranges, and Stravinsky's Petrushka. This will knock your socks off. It's beautiful. This was redone by Chesky at one point. And I believe Arthur Salvatore said that their pressing of this record was one of the finest records ever made. Take that as you will. I like his recommendations. And when I heard that, I went back to the set and I listened to it and I'm like, yeah, this is really a good, really good sounding Petrushka, and Love for 3 Oranges. Just a fabulous record. This one is Rudolf Kemp doing Strauss, Don Juan in Respighi Pines of Rome. This is Charles Munch doing Tchaikovsky, Francesca de Rimini, and Bizet Symphony No. 1, and so on. Just amazing stuff. Fistolari doing Tchaikovsky Concerto No. 1 with Earl Wild. Earl Wild is fabulous. Reiner doing Brahms Symphony No. 4. This is beautiful, hypnotic, wonderful. Joseph Cripps doing Mozart, a couple different symphonies, one symphony and Haydn Symphony. Joshua Hornstein, this is great, doing Wagner, the Flying Dutchman Overture and Venusberg Music and Siegfried Idle. Leibowitz doing Grieg Piano Concerto with Earl Wild again, excellent, it's fabulous. Mendelssohn Violin Concerto, wonderful. These records could stand with the very best RCAs or Deccas, and I think they surpass them actually. Dorati doing Strauss Dance of the Seven Veils from Salome, and Berlioz Romeo and Juliet, a couple of scenes from that. Oh, this one's great. Sir John Barbaroli doing Sibelius Symphony No. 2. A legendary performance. He's great on that record. Georges Pretre doing Debussy Nocturnes and Frank and Ravel, Daphnis and Chloe. And this one is Malcolm Sargent doing Chopin Piano Concertos. And this is a bonus record with René Leibowitz doing a couple of other things. Beethoven, Egmont Overture, and some other things here. Manfred Overture. So, as you can see, this set is all-star. All-star. And they have chosen their finest works to present on this set in the finest sound. The Treasury of Great Music is probably the best classical box that they produced, but don't overlook the other two. I'm going to get to highlight some of the other ones in a future video, but these sets are wonderful. Do not be dismayed on this Treasury box if it says Dynagroove on the label. I think they all do. It does not affect the sound. I don't think they are actually treated with Dynagroove process, because they sound just like the other ones. Beautiful, just beautiful. So that is my take on the Reader's Digest series. Let me know if you've ever tried one of these and what you think of it. I think they're wonderful, and I'm so glad to have excellent copies of these. Until next time, I'm Scott for the Pressing Matters. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.